welcome to the Union Football Coaches Show. I'm the voice of the Union Redskins, Rick Corey, along with Kirk Frederick, the head coach. And you come off the game against Southlake Carroll, Coach, and I saw a comment from you the next day that said, in 24 hours, I know I'm going to think about this in a positive way. Right now, I can't. Got a little time to think about that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say, again, heartbreaking, for anyone that was pulling for the Redskins. It was just one of those things that you felt like we kind of caved in on the Southlake Carroll Dragons, and we felt like things were going our way, had a 10-point lead that just kind of fizzled away, and had a lot of first game mistakes, some things that we know are correctable. We talked about before the game that Southlake had a game under their belt, and I think that some of that proved true towards the end of the game. But for us looking forward now, it's amazing how resilient our kids are. As we were able to meet with our kids, like you said, about 24 hours later, they encourage our coaching staff because they're ready to go back to work. And those types of things are so impressive, and that's something we'll learn from.
Yeah, I know on the bus ride on the way home, I kind of felt some of that as well. As certainly there's the initial kind of quiet period, then you hear some of the chatter, and some of the guys are talking about mistakes and what they learned from that. I took that as a real positive sign. Yeah,
a very mature group. I mean, it's a group that can see the perspective of, yeah, it's disappointing. It's just a game. It wasn't our whole season poured into one. Obviously, a big event that we would have loved to have brought a victory home, but we'll learn from it and move on from there.
Well, you take a look at the game. This was a very close football game. There's no question about that, as the score indicates, and the stats indicate the same thing. And boy, you got to really be pleased with your total yardage there. Now, that doesn't matter without a win, but nearly 500 yards, Coach, and terrific balance.
Well, we did. We had really good balance. If you look at run to pass ratio, it's about 52 to 48, and you can see that you're getting yardage out of both of those. And the things that you always try to look at when you go into early season games is turnovers, special teams mistakes, and penalties. And when we look at that, I thought we took care of the ball pretty well, but we had some costly mistakes that hurt us and penalties that hurt us in some certain situations that we'll have to improve on. And but overall, very impressed with the offensive output. Defensively, we've got to, obviously you're so vanilla early in the season. You don't have all your playbook in. You kind of go with what you have and what you're comfortable with. And there's some defensive structure things that we can fix and make things tougher on people as we get down the season and get some experience with some younger kids that are playing.
And considering, though, what you had done, what a road trip you took, and this is a high school football team. It's a little different for them to be a part of something like this. That's a long day when you get right down to it, isn't it?
Yeah, it started at 9 a.m. I mean, you're looking at, almost 24 hours straight away from the UMAC. You can see our guys loading, but it's more than just a long day. This is 2 years in advance planning. This is our administration making a commitment to helping us do things like this, and booster clubs raising money, those types of things. This doesn't even show the amount of support we had from fans, from student buses, spirit buses, the band, everyone involved in it. But leaving early in the morning and heading out, heading down the highway, it was a lot of fun for our kids to have an opportunity to take what we would call a big time trip. Get on charter buses and have their meals and have all those things taken care of through our Mama Skins. We were able to visit a local high school, South Grand Prairie High School. Brent Whitson, who was the head coach at Broken Arrow at one time, we used that connection to allow us to get into their indoor facility and have a little walkthrough in the afternoon. So what a neat opportunity to give our kids a chance to refocus once we were on the road.
Right, and people don't realize it is a little bit more than just grabbing a sack lunch and hopping on a bus. You have to have the place to practice. Then you get delayed a little bit too, and you've got to keep their attention another hour.
Yeah, that's the thing that's really tough, is working through that delay. We tried to anticipate that ahead of time. Told our kids how to stay focused. When's the appropriate time to start gearing up for the game in case it was delayed. But you saw nothing like Jerry's World, getting to pull the buses right up to the parking lot. You should have seen the look on the kids' faces as we entered the stadium and just drove right into it. So pretty neat deal there. You see the equipment in the locker room, and amazing for coaches as well, the press box, all that kind of stuff that the video doesn't show. The other thing the video doesn't show is all the student trainers and managers that we have that work so hard to have to load all those trucks and do all those things and get that equipment there. what an invaluable group of students we have that support our team as well.
Absolutely. Well, when we come back on the Union Football Coaches Show, we'll take a look at the first half highlights. We'll see Union and Southlake Carroll.
No matter how you play, or work, or live, life sometimes throws you a curve. At Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center, we help you get back to playing, working, and living your life. EOC, Tulsa's finest and most experienced provider of sports medicine care for over 30 years. Visit us at eoc.com.
It's no secret that Oklahoma schools have their challenges. We all want to help our schools excel, and TTCU has a great way to get involved. Right now, when you open a TTCU checking account with a School Pride Visa check card, you'll get $50, and so will your school. Each time you swipe, they donate. So far, they've given nearly $500,000 to local schools. Together, we can make a real difference for our kids. Cash for you and your school? Check at TTCU.
Welcome back to the Union Football Coaches Show. This is head football coach Kirk Friedrich. I'm Rick Corey. And we're going to take a look at the first half highlights as Union went to Dallas, played in AT&T Stadium to take on the Southlake Carroll Dragons, who have a pretty good team themselves, don't they, Coach?
They sure do. A lot of tradition between the two teams, a lot of fun building up the hype of this game, and then, of course, you just add the stadium to it. Pretty cool deal. Early on, see pressure there from LT, Lorenzo Thomas coming in on the quarterback. You see up front our guys fighting hard, obviously adjusting to game speed a little bit early on, but you can see this the relentless pursuit of our defense continuing to play well. Javon Elliott forcing it back inside for our linebackers and D-line to catch up with it. Robert Thomas, one of his many catches on the night, set a record for us as a school record that's 20 years old, caught 15 catches, broke Dustin Steele's record from 1994. So excited to see Robert get out to a good start and open a few eyes, I think, early on in the season.
And Mason Farquhar, 72%. That's a nice completion rate.
Very poised to have a returning guy. Io out there at corner, making sure that he gets the kid on the ground. You can see there we've got good coverage down that end. Obviously a little bit too good a coverage early there with Trey, and gives them a first down. They throw the ball short underneath there, and you can see Javon knocking him out of bounds. Come back here again. If that quarterback has time, it's just amazing the way that he can throw those balls exactly where they need to be.
Yeah, he's a timing quarterback, but Ryan Agnew really did a good job of setting and throwing on rhythm.
Without a doubt. So defensively, obviously we're trying to adjust to some big receivers and that are getting physical on their routes, and then if you bring pressure, you leave your corners on an island if you don't get there. So we're trying to make those adjustments. But the thing I do like most about our kids is the way they're battling, fighting. Here's a great example of that. All the way down to the 1 yard line, they're not going to concede a touchdown. And we get a big turnover in there. You see Seth Mishler coming up with a really nice play there on the fumble recovery. You see the ball coming out inside, and I'm not real sure who caused the fumble, but I do know that there are a lot of Redskins in on it. Put our offense in a hole here. Obviously, when you're coming out, you want to try to do something to get out of the end zone as quick as you can. We go with a little bit of a read play there for a quarterback. Gets us kind of out of a hole. Gives us opportunity. Look at the pass protection our guys have there. What a nice throw and catch to Deontay Calvert, and just a little bit short of the sticks. Great job by Brandon Golphin. Brandon Golphin was our defensive player of the game. Our coaches selected. He had some amazing plays. There's Lorenzo Thomas, is a kid who was hurt last year, is getting to play his senior year, making really a great impact on the game early on.
And here's something you'll see an awful lot of, Tyler Adkins. Boy, he had a good night.
Yes, he had a great night. For us, getting him established early on was something that we needed to do, and you can see when we weren't able to get him started early in the game, we got some 3 and outs offensively, and so we had to get back to what we do best, and you'll see that as the play goes on. Southlake broke a couple of big chunk plays, but again, our defense is fighting hard, making nice plays underneath. There's that nemesis for us there, that out route, or that deep comeback route that they continue to complete. And as I alluded to in the beginning of the show, we've got some defense that could help us as our kids start to gain some more experience.
That's unusual for a high school quarterback to be able to throw it like he does, too.
Over and over and over, yes. Colton King with a nice play. What a great play by Jackie. Jackie Allspaw, safety. You could see him making outstanding plays there, knocking the play away. There's Brandon Golphin again on the outside, making a nice play. And unfortunately, on this drive, they're able to punch it in. And I think that kind of woke our offense up just a little bit.
Yeah, things started to change right about here.
You can see there where Coach Morrissey's on the sideline saying, you know, hey, can we just run a play? You know, can we, you know, the O-line coach just, hey, can we just run downhill? I can't tell you how many times he said that in the first quarter, and we had a series of running downhill right here. Tyler Atkins, those big guys up front, Davis Harker and Briggs and Krishan and Tony Gonzalez and Kyle Lewis, those guys just doing a great job. Look at the big blocks. I'm telling you, I don't know how many, probably more pancake blocks than I've seen in 8 years as the head coach here by Dominique Briggs. So a lot of fun, a quick answer there for the Union Redskins.
3 plays, 78 yards to tie it.
You can see just bottled it up inside. Seth Mishler able to scrape over the outside and make that play. Makes a really nice play on a tailback that's 6'5". So you can see the type of athletes we were playing against. There we are inside again, starting to battle very tough up front. Our defensive line doing a good job. Got a sophomore, Lee Barnes, in there at nose guard doing really well. Cordell Ramsey making nice plays. There's Io on a nice tackle to the outside. And there goes some of that youth, as we talked about, some of that on a misfit. And if you miss on those guys, they're going to make you pay for it.
But right back to work offensively.
What a nice cut. Unbelievable blocking up front. He's got to make one guy miss. And Tyler has such vision and balance as he goes through. There's a young one that should see more and more playing time as the season goes on there. Shamari Brooks at tailback. There's Robert to the outside. Got to keep the ball outside and teach him how to get out of bounds when nothing's there. It's Robert again, stay to the outside. And again, if you're a young receiver out there, get down that sidewalk. You know, that make the defense have to defend the whole field. Come back with a nice drag play on a long yardage situation there. Robert picks it up. Here's a really nice rollout, good protection to the outside on a 4th down play. And you can see there they're having a tough time covering him. Of course, that's the guy you want to give it to down there in the end zone. And we get a lot of great blocking with Holton Fox and Zach Fisher on the edge. You see Holton there, 87, wrapping around the outside. Big block by Zach Fisher. Of course, those big guys getting them in the end zone.
They're running through some tackles, too.
Yes, sir. Unbelievable balance the kid has. See good pressure there by Malon Al-Jabori. And got caught peeking just a little bit. They ran a little up and out route on us and were able to come right back to it. You can see that what an amazing couple of teams here with just making great plays over and over.
This game was, at every moment, this game was interesting.
Without a doubt. If you were a fan, this was a great high school football game. Get great pressure, break the pocket, and just, again, I'm just so encouraged by the way that our guys continue to pursue. You get to see a really nice play by Malon in there at defensive end, and, of course, Chance Wendlowski and Seth Mishler are able to finish up the play, but you know, a lot of those plays are set up by a defensive lineman that's setting a hard edge on the side there. They're down in the red zone. Our guys are making them snap the football, get them to a tough situation. They try the Q run game. And right there's Javon ready to make a big play. Here comes Javon again and LT on pressure. Kai, you just love the way our guys continue to rally around and make them earn every yard. Come back with a kick, really solid kicker for them, and you can see he's able to give them the lead going into half.
So at the half, it is 17-14 Southlake Carroll. You've seen a lot of good things at that point, seen a couple of things to be concerned about. What are you talking about in the locker room?
Well, we want to obviously regroup and try to you know, see what happened in the second quarter offensively and say, hey, we're on track, we're right there, we're really close. And we try to repeat some of that stuff here as the third quarter begins.
All right, when we come back on the Union Football Coaches Show, we'll take a look at that second half and a little bit more than that, as from overtime as well between Union and Southlake Carroll.
At Arvest, we know our customers come to us for different reasons. There are some who need banking on their time. For others, it's not when they bank, but where. Then there are those who take their banking wherever they go. From big moves to small favors, we recognize the needs of our customers, and now they've recognized us. Again, for the third year in a row, Arvest ranked highest in customer satisfaction with retail banking in the Southwest region by J.D. Power and Associates. Switch today and get the customer service you deserve, only from Arvest Bank.
Welcome back to the Union Football Coaches Show. Head coach Kirk Friedrich, along with me, Rick Corey. It's 17-14 Union Trail Southlake Carroll here at the half of the Southwest Showcase. Let's go right to the second half highlights, Coach.
Got the kickoff here. We obviously deferred, and so we had an opportunity to come out and get the ball first and try to get something going early on. You can see how big the stadium is. I mean, the Jumbotron, fortunately for me, on the sideline, it's a bad angle. So yeah, I can't watch the screen. At least I wasn't distracted by that.
It's hard not to be.
Without a doubt. Come back with an early dose of running Tyler, and then we hit him on a really nice screen pass. Look at the guys up front with the big screen. He makes some guys miss, and we're getting down the field in a hurry. Good job by Kershawn on the kick-out block. It's interesting. You see the 300-pound guys down the field. They don't hit anybody. Everybody's running around them, and it's a pretty nice shield as you head down the field. Another big catch by Robert Thomas, getting down inside the red zone. Come back here with a nice bootleg play there to Holton Fox, just tackled real short. And I'm telling you, this is a touchdown, just one blocking assignment away from walking into the end zone. And it's so frustrating, but we knew offensively we had their number. We had an opportunity to move the football on them. Defensively, come back. Get them in a bind, get them on a third down play, and it just seemed like it just was repetitive. We weren't able to make the play on third down. What a great throw and catch by Southlake. Nice job there. Good coverage by Io. Not a whole lot you're going to be able to do to stop that. Good pressure underneath there. I think it was Mishler. Here it is. Great camera angle there by our U-View crew here on the spot with the cameras. Nice job by Chance. What a great pass rush move by Chance. Colton King tips the ball, and there's Brandon Goffin picking up an interception, giving us the ball back. What a fun third quarter this was.
Yeah, this right here is where you really started to feel some momentum turn.
Without a doubt. We're going to try to go right after them, kind of stick a dagger in it right here, come back. What's amazing, obviously the throw and the catch is really pretty, but the protection and time he had to work that double move was unbelievable. Mason throws that ball about 55 yards. I don't think Tony Romo had any of those in that stadium. So real fun to look at individual plays and see memories our kids will have for a long time.
And so the first lead for Union.
Bringing pressure off the edge. Javon is there, and he scrambles out and get a nice little block there on the sideline. They're able to pick up some yardage there. Tough kid, a lot of speed. He's going to make a big splash on Saturdays here in another year. Come back, we get our offense back on track. There's Robert again, getting the ball underneath. They had a lot of trouble. They have a Division I corner that's got several SEC offers that they wound up putting at safety to try to contain Robert, and Robert just continued to make play after play.
And you see Tyler doing the same thing.
The only problem Tyler had that slowed him down was his helmet came off a few times. But again, we just continued to move the football. Love the way the offensive line stayed with tenacity there. I thought Mason made some really smart decisions, didn't try to do anything real special to put the plays in a bind, maybe a couple throws here or there, but I thought that Mason played exceptional going into the first game.
Well, your screen game really worked well. It was called at the right time.
Yeah, screens really worked well for us. You see a big play there, Dominic Briggs on the power play. We come back with the counter. They started pinching inside, so we get the counter back to the end zone. And heading here into the fourth quarter, you can see we have a nice throw and catch into the end zone. And unfortunately, Zach, I think, thought he caught the ball, but the official saw it differently, so we had to come back here, and there's not a better play than that one right there. Tyler was not going to be denied as he goes in the end zone.
And so after having a kind of a struggle, now up by 10, and the one thing you want to do is keep playing good defense.
Got a lot of Redskin fans in there. Look like Coach Fred fans as well. I think they had everybody on the Jumbotron throughout the night. Jalen Steele came in. I was real proud of the senior Jalen Steele. We had some cramping issues at the defensive back position, and Jalen came in, kept things in front of him. You know, a lot of times you see a backup corner come in, you go right at him, and I thought Jalen did a great job as they threw a couple deep passes at Jalen throughout the night. Come back again, nice throw and catch. Good job with the IO bringing it down, make them snap the football. You can start to see some of the pressure up front. Guys are getting worn down, I think, on both sides of the ball. I think both offenses ran over 80 plays, and so extremely difficult on the defenses to keep the pursuit and keep things coming.
Yeah, especially those defensive linemen. That's a sprint 5 yards every play.
Every play. But here they come, Malon with good pressure. Brandon Golphin almost with another interception there from the safety spot. Colton Keene coming in with pressure, pushing it through there. Eric Giddings on pressure as well. What an amazing play, and golly, we just right there, tailback loose, one of those freaky plays, and just so close. But the one thing about our kids is they continue to fight and continue to battle. Pressure coming in again by Chance, and Jack's there, gets there a little bit late, obviously in the face of the defender, gives them a first down there on the 2. And but our guys continue to fight.
Yep, they did not give this up easily.
Fumble on the play, and we recovered the fumble, but the explanation was there was an inadvertent whistle, and so they were able to keep possession and get into the end zone. Tough deal right here. Again, special teams early game mistake, something that we obviously will correct and not let happen. It's a tough deal when the ball is that close to the sideline. What are you supposed to do with it? And unfortunately, it's a costly turnover for us when we've got the lead and gives them the ball right back.
The quick turnaround, though, you guys came and really played good defense.
Outstanding. Put our defense in a bind, and we were able to give them a big stop there, and their kicker goes in and knocks one in.
So 27-all, but there's still time.
Still time with 27 left for us to get down the field. Mason connects there with Robert on the sprint out pass. We get outside here to an outside screen, or one of those modern toss sweeps, you might call it, to Tyler, and then we're able to hit him up inside. And I mean, it's amazing how many carries. I think he's at about 33 carries right now, and he's continuing to just battle.
And he was just an inch away from taking that one.
Nice throw and catch here to Robert. Gets down real close to the end zone. We're in that spot again, and I mean, just continues to run through plays. Great blocking, great vision and balance, and Tyler gets in, I think, for his 4th touchdown of the night. Got the lead. We've got to conserve it with about 3 minutes left. It's a little bit less than 3, I think, right now, about 2.5 minutes left, and man, they hit us right down the middle. Get the big chunk play that you're always looking for when you're in a 2-minute situation, and just they made plays and got down the field.
That guy, Ryan Agnew, as you said, is going to play on Saturday.
See our guys battling. We actually knock each other off on that play, and you see some tough guys. They've got a great team as well. They got a tailback that's going to make plays, but our guys are still battling, being stingy with it. Chance Wigluski with a great play to the outside, and they run a little pick route on the outside on us and throw and catch it really well and get a touchdown.
So we're at the end of regulation. We're all tied at 34, and Texas is one of 2 states that plays by college rules in high school, so it's college overtime.
We get into an overtime situation, and unfortunately we get a penalty on that play there. We throw a nice bootleg play to Zach Fisher, which brings us back. And then we've got to come back here, and Robert makes an unbelievable catch from a throw that Mason looked like Brett Favre back there throwing it right in the right spot. And we get to a point here, what could have been. It seemed like that ball laid there forever, and our guys weren't able to get on. I almost ran off the sideline and jumped on it. But our guys are still battling. We get called on a defensive holding on a 3rd and 25, and gives them a fresh start on that play right there. And so it puts them at the first down, and unfortunately we're in a pass defense, and they run the football on us, and they pick it up.
So we go to time to kick the extra point. They kick. There's a timeout call. They're going to come back out and going to go for 2.
We call a timeout to try to set up a block, and honestly, we had a lot of issues with that. I felt like that they were doing a few things that the officials need to understand on the PAT and call the timeout to discuss those things with the officials and the players, and they won up this. They went for 2 and had a great trick play that, man, someday I'll draw that one up and we may run it as well. So it's interesting. Last week we went and scouted them, and the team last week ran that play against them. So I guess it's tag you're it, and unfortunately for us, it cost us a football game. But we'll see so many different things that we can correct, and you'll see a better Redskin team because of that experience.
Well, they always say you improve the most between game 1 and game 2. We'll talk about that game 2 when we return here on the Union Football Coaches Show.
Located on the north side of the UMAC, the Union U-Wear store is your home for all your spirit gear. They have all the clothing items to keep you looking great all year. They even have winter items to keep you warm on those cold football nights. The U-Wear store even has accessories for your car. For times and questions, please call 918-357-7465.
Welcome back to the Union Football Coaches Show. Rick Corey along with the head coach, Kirk Friedrich. And Coach, it really is neat that you have a guy following you everywhere to get up close and personal pictures.
Yeah, I have a big kid there taking photos and capturing this. What an awesome thing he does for us to get these pictures. You see Seth Mishler recovering a fumble there early on with Brandon. Holton Fox, senior. Love seeing seniors who's paid their dues. You know, it's getting an opportunity to play as a senior, and Holton had a big impact on our game. You can see here Krishawn Edwards, another one of those seniors. It's his turn, and you can see the block down there and the kick out, and you see Tyler Atkins. You can see those big eyes, that vision coming in there. Jack Allspaw and Colton King on a big tackle here. Io down low, Brandon Golphin. All these guys in our program, I've seen all these kids grow up from UFA. It's a lot of fun to see them out here. Chance Wendlewski on the tackle there with Javon Elliott, another couple of seniors. You know, we've got so many seniors playing for us. It's exciting to see them doing that. Got the big guys up front, Davis Harker and Dominique Briggs. And as we said earlier, I think I would stand behind those guys anytime there with Tyler. Another great view there of Holton on the kick-out block. Davis Harker in there blocking, and Tyler going right into the end zone there. There's a catch there by Zach Fisher on the bootleg and down on the end zone. What a great job by Zach. Again, backup quarterback for us, but making big plays at receiver. Of course, pass protection there, Kyle Lewis, Tony Gonzalez, Davis Harker. Love seeing those guys come in and play well, those offensive linemen.
What a shot here.
Oh, there's the catch, or previous to the catch. You guys can see what kind of throw and what kind of catch that was by Robert Thomas down in the end zone. The most exciting part for us is we've got the coach's view, and to see Dr. Hartzler, our superintendent, celebrate after that catch was pretty amazing.
Well, it doesn't get any easier. This week, it's the Backyard Bowl. It's time for Union and Jinx, and we'll talk about that game next week right here on the Union Football Coaches Show.